Right, this is dividing by binomials, trinomials, etc. So we just did monomials, and with monomials it's one term. So you can just separate it. With binomials, you have two things. You can't divide each one individually by two things. It just doesn't work. So what we have to resort to is long division. So we go back here, and we're going to get our steps off of something we already know. So 21 into 90 would be 4. And that gives us 84. And then after we multiply, we do 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. We're distributing. That's all we're doing. And then after we do that, we subtract. So 90 take away 84 is 6. And then we bring down the 5. That's our steps. So the first thing we do is multiply, which in this case is distribute. After that, we subtract. And there will be a hint for that one. And then step 4 was we bring down the next term. Okay, and then after that, what do? Well, we repeat it. So we now put a 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And that's 2. And after there's nothing left to do, we write remainder 2. Well, what this would look like as a mixed number is 43 and 2 over 21. And that's how we're going to be writing our answers here. So step 4 is repeat. Okay, whenever we subtract, this is actually changing the signs, and you'll see that when we do it. So when you subtract, it's change signs. Alright, so here's our problem. I got it all nice and set up for us. Alright, and so what we have to do is find something that multiplies to here. And just like we did here, we looked at 2 and 8, 2 and 9 to get it. You look at the first terms, the first digit. So q times what will give us q squared? So to find that out, you can divide them. And if we reduce, we get q. Now make sure when you do this, you place the q in the q column. This is a 10, and it has to stay in the tens column. These are ones, they all stay in the ones, and these are hundreds. It's the same thing here. If you keep everything lined up, it'll make it a lot easier to follow along. So if we're going to multiply this q to this one and to this one, just like before, that's distributing. So I'm placing it over here just to give us a bigger picture. So it's going to be q times q, q times negative 4. So q times q is q squared. And then that would be minus 4q. That's step 1. Step 2 is to subtract. So we're going to do this in red. If you subtract, what happens is the signs change. So that's all you have to do. So it's change signs. Okay, so we distributed, change signs. Now we can move on to the next thing, which is just to add them up. And these should always cancel, because that's what we're trying to do, is get rid of that first term. 4q plus 4q is 8q. And then we go on to step 3, which is to bring down the next one. And then step 4, so that was step 3. Step 4 is to repeat. So again, you look at just the first. Q times what gives you 8q. Now you're probably already saying 8, which is perfect, but I'm just going to do it down here anyways. So the q's cancel, and we get 8. I'm dividing the 8q by the q to determine what I need. You also know it has to be a whole number because that's the whole number column. That's the other reason why you want to keep everything lined up. Once you get the first term, everything goes smoothly. So we are now going to distribute the 8. So 8 times q, 8 times 4, and then step 2, change signs, and then add them up. And we notice you get a 0. So since we have a 0, there's no remainder, which allows us to write our answer as q plus 8. And that's it. Alright, so I mean, this is very complicated. It's drawing off of this, but it's going to take practice. But if you notice, it's only 3 steps that are repeated over and over again. So the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So we've got a couple problems here for you. I'm going to do one more with you. So we put a minus 4. And this time we're going to do it a quicker way. Well, it's not really quicker. Just, we're not going to do all that. If you need to, you can. Okay. So again, we look to see what can we multiply to make that. So a times what will give you a squared? Exactly, a. and we distribute. A times A is A squared. A times minus 4 is minus 4A. Okay, after we distribute, so we distributed, A times A is A squared, that's minus 4A. We now change signs. That's step 2. And then a minus A plus 4 is 3A. And those cancel. And we bring down the 10. And then we repeat it. So A times what will give us 3A? And we know it has to be a constant because, again, we are in the constant column. 3A minus 12. Change signs. And you get 22. Now, since we have a remainder, when you write it, you got to put A plus 3 plus 22 over what we were dividing by, which is the A minus 4. And there you go. That's your answer. All right. Again, I'm not going to just send you out into the world without doing another one. So, one more, and then you can try some. This one is as large as they're probably going to get in this class. Okay. You ready? So 2x times what will give us 6x cubed. So now if you can't really see this, let's look at the number. 2 times what gives us 6? So we know that's a 3. So if we write 6x cubed over 2x, this allows us to reduce. And it tells us it's 3x squared. It will always reduce for us. Okay. So that's 3x squared. Let's put it in the x squared column. So 3x squared times 2x, that's 6x cubed. We know it has to be a cube because that's right there. 3x squared times 3, that's minus 9x squared. And then change the signs. Add them up. It's minus 2x squared. Bring down the 11x. One more time. 2x times what will give you negative 2x squared? That has to be negative 1x. And again, you know it has to be an x because we're in the x column. And so that's minus 2x squared. So wait, you didn't see the minus 1x? All right, let's try that over here then. So it's minus 2x squared over 2x, reduce, minus 1x, and there it is. Okay, let's go back to distributing. So minus 1x times 2x is minus 2x squared. Minus 1x times minus 3, that's plus 3x. And then change the signs. And I do recommend using a red pen to do this. It'll remind you. You can actually go back and see your steps. They make erasable red pens. So if you don't have one, go buy one. Those cancel. And that's now a minus, so 11 minus 3. And see, even if you wouldn't kind of see that it was a minus, but the red really shows it to you. 11 minus 3 is 8. And then bring down the minus 2. All right, we got one more step because we brought a number down. So 2x times what gives you 8x? It's a nice quick 4. And so we know that's 8x minus 12. And then what do we do next? Change the signs. All right, so that gives us 10. And there's our remainder. So we can now write our answer, which is 3x squared minus, I'm going to throw the 1 away. So just minus x plus 4 plus 10, and then we were dividing by 2x minus 3. And that's our answer. All right, hit pause and give these two a shot. This one's special. So try it, and then we'll see why it's special. All right, so you should have gotten that for the first one. And let's see if you guys set the special one up. So if you're running into issues, here's the reason why. You have 3x cubed. We're missing an x squared, which means you have to add it in. Just like any normal number, you must put a 0 or some sort of spacer there to separate places. You wouldn't write 303 like this. No, you got to put a 0 there to make the 300. All right, so let's try this. Well, now you can try it. There we go. Now that there's a 0x squared, remember, make sure you place them in the correct location. and they should line up. Give it a shot. Hit pause. Alright, and there's the answer. I know this is a long video because it's a long division, so thank you for bearing with me. Alright, thank you.